everybody. Welcome back. This is Ilah Rinzi from Subconsciously Speaking here in Visalia, California. What's in your mind? We were talking my last episode about boundaries and relationship and even harmful behaviors in relationships. I don't know if I use those exact words, but I'm using them now. Here's a definition that I thought was really apropos. It says by Rachel Simmons, a healthy friendship or relationship is one where you share your true feelings without fearing the end of the relationship. It's also one where you sometimes have to let things that bug you slide. The tough moments will make you wiser about yourself and each other. They will also make you stronger and closer as friends. You know, you see a lot of TV shows that have friendships as part of the characters, and they get like something, they get into each other's faces, but they remain friends. Just remember a couple things about what you see on TV. It's scripted, and they're getting paid to do that. They're getting paid to say the words that somebody else wrote. Wouldn't it be great to have a writer walking behind us telling us what to say next? Sometimes we just talk out of and then we regret it, or we think about a bunch of different ways we could have said this, that, or the other, and then we get ourselves in trouble. Okay, as I said before, the number one identifier in a relationship, the number one part of a relationship that can kill it is lack of communication. Poor and effective communication between you, they cannot read your minds. That's important. And then if somebody in the relationship is criticizing, belittling, or demeaning somebody else, this is harmful. This, especially if it goes on for years. Be wary of that. If somebody is critical, take a step back. Are you being critical of your partner on a regular basis, or are they being critical of you? Perhaps you need some counseling. Not hypnotherapy counseling, but marriage family counseling. Controlling your behavior. One partner attempts to control the other's actions, decisions, and choices. Oh, this drives me crazy when I see couples and, typically the woman will lead the man like the hook on the nose and just keep going. That's probably not wise. There should be an equal footing. They both have a voice in a relationship. There's also isolation. One partner isolates the other from friends and family. Now, don't go there. Let's talk about trust. There's a lack of trust. This is a big, huge thing in relationships. During my dating years in my 50s, if I saw the word trust on a dating app and it was in the first two sentences, I swiped left. I'm done. Why? Because they obviously, if they're putting, I want to meet somebody I can trust, they have trust issues that they haven't worked through. Because they're not going to trust you, or they're going to be suspicious about you. So they need to work on their trust issues. And you're not the one that's going to help them do that. So don't try. Don't do the pity relationships just because. Don't be desperate about it. If you start to be mature about it, guess what? Then your honesty and your authentication, your authenticity comes through. So there's also things that are triggers in a relationship when you're triggered that somebody else does. I will admit this. Mike is very aware of this, my husband, my late husband, and we laughed about it. We were in the car one day and we're driving, I don't know where, and he said something, but I think it was the way he said it that triggered me, and I looked over at him and I called him by my ex-husband's name, just out of habit. I'd never done that before. And he just looked over at me and we laughed. I'm like, of course, seeing the shock in my own face, I couldn't believe those words just came out, but something triggered me. And I was like, whoa, where did that come from? I don't even know what the trigger was, but we laughed about it. And of course, he called me his wife's name. So that was kind of like our funny little deal. I didn't find it very funny when the tables were turned. But triggers can happen all the time. Just being aware of them, learning to collapse those triggers as they come up, and as you're able to navigate through them. I know some of you don't like that word. We're overusing navigation. But wasn't there a word last year called demuse, or I don't know. Anyway, so trust is a very big word that shouldn't be used, because have a trusting heart, but not a desperate heart. Verbal abuse, emotional manipulation, physical abuse, any kind of coercion, financial control, the gaslighting part, lack of support, neglect, all of these things. And you know what they are. People that have a lack of boundaries, ignoring and violating other people's personal boundaries because they don't have boundaries of their own. Extreme mood swings, of course, dishonesty and lying. At this stage in the game, at least for me, I don't see any point in lying. Now, that doesn't mean I'm going to tell you the entire story, and I don't think I'm lying. There's just some things I need to know. It's like part of my past is just my past, and that doesn't need to be brought up. If I'm asked a direct question about something, I'll give a direct answer, but I'm not lying about anything. There's no point in it. And Mark Twain said it best: liars have to have a good memory. You can just watch a lie unfold, and you have to cover it up with more and more and more. There's no point in it. Women can be conniving. I am a woman. I remember those days. So just be aware. Just be an honest person. Exaggerations are a way of lying. So if you're going to exaggerate, make sure they understand you're being funny. So when you caught the fish the first time, it was this big. But the next time you tell the story, it was this ginormous fish that barely fit in a bathtub. There are dishonesty, so you don't want to go into dishonesty. Being defensive, and we do tend to be defensive sometimes. I'll admit it. Recently, I was being very defensive towards somebody because I felt like they were violating a boundary about a client of mine, and I wasn't going to divulge that client even existed. I just hung up the phone. But I did. I got very defensive with that person. Of course, I went back and it was a misunderstanding and all was well. But I remember thinking, wow, I didn't see that coming. But I had such a strong, resistance to their questions, thinking that they were inquiring about a client. It just sounded, and I look back on it going, well, that was kind of stupid. Okay, so possessiveness and jealousy, insecurity, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, excessive. It's okay to be a little jealous. Like I told my husband, I will fight for him if anybody tries to get in between us. I would have stood my ground with him. Now, and he had the same view. If you're looking elsewhere, just keep looking and don't let the door hit you on the way out, kind of thing. So you want to be, expertly careful. Be strong. Be of good security, assurance, self-awareness. Okay. There's different domains of intimacy. And when you're in a relationship, intimacy begins when you open your eyes at the very beginning of the day, and you go about your days and you're all doing your thing, and you should be checking in with each other several times, a couple, 2, 3 times a day, not 17 times a day. Don't overbear, and don't, especially in our day of texting, you get a text from somebody and you want them to respond right now. No. So many times, every time when I'm with a client, my phone goes on Do Not Disturb. So when my husband knew that I was working, I tended to call him more because he never knew when it would be a good time to call me because I was with a client. So he would send me little emojis or hearts or smiley faces or whatever, and I would not get them right away. Sometimes it'd be several hours before I'd see them. And he was okay with that because when I did see it, it'd bring a smile to my face, and just kind of like if I had a few minutes, I'd call and talk to him. But it was a throughout the day kind of thing. One of the things that I did to communicate my needs for I like to have companionship is I made a honey-do list for my husband. I may have mentioned this in a previous episode, but on the list it says, hug me daily, tell me you love me, send me, loving texts, communicate with me, whatever. It'll have a list of things that I want him to do. Now I laminated it and I put it on the fridge. No excuses. He knew exactly what would make me happy, and it did, because he would have to go and look at that. And some of you are thinking, well, that means you had to tell him. He can't read my mind. So I communicated that, and not only did I communicate it, I made it easy for him to remember. And he can just go over to the fridge now and purpose. He would have to purpose. What was that? What? Go over to the fridge, and now he's making an intention of sending these or doing something sweet. Whatever that was on the list that he felt like doing that day. But we never really had an issue with it. It was just an all-day thing, and it was always fun. Only share what you feel comfortable with in a new relationship, especially the new ones. You don't have to tell your whole story. The first time when I met men that were telling me their life story, kind of like the eye roll. Really? I don't need to know about your exes or anything like that. Let your words come from the heart. Don't script anything, although sometimes when I have to have a hard talk with somebody, even just in business or whatever, I'll rehearse that, kind of thing a little bit. Not write it down or anything, but just rehearse or just put down bullet points to make sure I get what I needed to convey. There's not, if it's a hard talk. Give your ears a good workout and tune into what the other person's saying and how they're replying. And here's the thing, listen. That's it, just listen. Listen to learn. You don't always have to listen to respond. Hold that boundary of yourself, okay? Taking the time and value their story and holding their boundaries too, because everybody has them. And sometimes boundaries can, you have the same boundary they do, and you can cross-link them, and you can become something even more special. It's important to give someone your complete attention when it's their turn to speak, so make sure you're communicating well. Now let's go back to that word trust. Two things can break trust: lying and breaking promises. Okay, so stay away from that. And trust, then it becomes a belief that someone will act with dishonesty. Distrust becomes dishonesty. And then you lose integrity and you lose your good intentions. And now you think it's on everybody because maybe you got hurt real bad. Well, get over the hurt. Okay, I'm going to do a little advertisement here. Come and see me for 30 minutes. Let's see if we can collapse that little bit of hurt that you feel, or just we can do it on Zoom. Building that trust can be achieved through that open communication. Don't get defensive. Being dependable, following through with your commitments. Teamwork is possible, but not without trust and honesty and authenticity. And make it your foundation for mutual respect and respecting the other person's boundaries with each other. Someone I trust, my best friends, my family, my children, those are close-knit, trusting. Even my ex-husband, before I married my late husband, I trust him. We didn't have, we had a different kind of breakup, but it wasn't like due to mistrust or anything like that. So, being honest and supportive. So what are some of our relationship needs? Effective communication, I think we talked about that. Trust, but be careful when they use the word trust. But if they start to, I'm reliable, I'm honest. How about I'm reliable and I'm consistent? What is their highest value? Mine's kindness. So what's yours? Respect for both people, showing up for each other, making a study, valuing each other's opinions, and again, holding those boundaries. If they're stepping into your Wheaties, it's okay to say, that's a little too much for me. When I was dating, men would do this to me. I would get over needy. I would just I need more communication, I need more, and they would just push I'm stepping into their boundary a little too much. Whoops. So that was an immature area that I needed to grow in. I have. Spending quality time. It doesn't always have to be a quantity of time, although quantity is nice. And being supportive. There's certain areas in your life that you may not like the support. Men may not like to go shopping, but go and smile and pretend to enjoy it, because you're going to ask her to go with you to a car show that she may not be interested in, and she's going to smile and enjoy it. She'll find some fun in it somewhere. Mike and I shared a lot of common interest, which was helpful. He understood my business and was very supportive in what I do. Very supportive. It's not something that he would have chosen, but just loved the idea that this is something I'm good at, and that he got to see how happy helping others just made me, and it made him happy. So he became a very big support. I knew how important hunting was, and gun enthusiasm, and just learning about fishing. He loved to fish. Just learning things. I became very supportive in those areas. I took the hunter safety course. I learned about different firearms, and I'm still very ignorant in the area, but I learned. I'm learning about them. Just ammo alone, I think you need a PhD in order to understand the different sizes of the bullets and what each part. There's a part to each one of them. Yeah, it can be very confusing if you're not paying attention. Having shared values, as said, conflict resolution. You got to be able to not have a fight over something you disagree about. You disagree, you leave it alone. If it's something that has to have an agreement to at some point, you just got to let it, give it space, allow it to just let it do its own festering, so that you can come back together with your arguments. See a counselor, see a marriage and therapist counselor. Appreciate what the other does for you. Appreciation's huge. She needs to feel safe and secure in the relationship, physically, emotionally, fundamentally. She needs to feel, that's a big thing with a woman. She has to feel secure. Having fun, having laughter, shared moments, even if you're together and the space and the area is just quiet. Let it be quiet, but you're together, and that's fine. Equality, decision-making, responsibilities. You two are equals in your relationship. One of the things, and some of you may not agree with this, and this is where conflict can occur. One of you has to have veto power, so that when you put your foot down, the discussion's over. So I told Mike, I want him to have veto power. So when he said, did not agree with me on something, and I really wanted, I would step back and just, okay. Now, if I didn't agree with him and he still went ahead with something, that's not my problem. That's a him problem. You see how that works? So much freedom in that. Openness, forgiveness, adaptability, importance, shared responsibilities, personal growth, just supporting each other in your own self-improvement and enhancements. Holding those boundaries, that things that will be that are important to you. You don't want someone to cross. Are they being overly needy? Are they being too agreeable or creepy? I don't like creepy, and I don't like over needy. And I don't like the defensive tone that people take. Oh, here's something that just came up before I close for the day. What about your diet? Is one of you vegan and the other one of you is pescatarian? Or one of you is a carnivore and the other one's vegan? Yeah, I did make an attempt to date a guy. They wanted to change me. I don't support that. If you're vegan, you might want to have a relationship with someone who's vegan. It just makes it so much easier when you do. Okay, so you need to write down, this is your homework assignment, write down what you favor in a relationship. Write it down, everything. I have a page and a half, and when I met Mike, he checked off all my, this is what I was manifesting for a relationship, and that's exactly what I received. And then also write down what I wish I could say to them. And then why not say it? You can say it in a way that's kind and loving. This is what I want to say. You don't have to make it an argument. You don't have to make it a fight. If you need help navigating this, just let me know. My name is Ilah Brock. That's my brand, Ilah Brock. But I just got married this year, so it's Ilah Brock Renzi. Yeah, widowed and divorced. Married and widowed in 1 year. Anyway. But Ilah Brock Renzi, and just centralvalleyhypnotherapy.com, or you can go to calmbeginshere.com and just reach out to me, and I'll give you some help for sure. You take care, y'all, and I'll see you next time on Subconsciously Speaking. What's in your mind?